Hey everybody, this is the Aggressively Medium podcast with Lee and Josh.
Welcome to episode 18. The sponsor of this week's episode is Blenz. Their catchphrase is, if you want something that tastes like a bowl of fruit but it's more expensive, eat Blenz.
Yep. If you like frozen fruit and not having any money, come find us.
Yeah.
We're in neighborhoods all over the city of Tuscaloosa.
Do you want acai? Do you know what acai is? We don't. Buy some.
Don't even know how to say it.
Do you want some of this dark
Acai,
purple, dark purple fruit that was made in a lab?
It's a super fruit. Mm-hmm. What does that mean? Nothing.
Whatever you want it to mean.
Blenz.
Blenz. With a Z.
BLENDZ.
Blends.
There's no D.
Hey.
Yeah, just look right.
Yeah, I bet there's not between the two of you.
Yep.
So, episode 18, we have our buddies Zach and Riley. This is Zach. This is Riley.
Yep.
In case you guys don't know who they are, they own I was about to say grilled cheese food truck just because that's what we always talk about. But they own well, I'll just let y'all explain what it is because we don't know.
We were told not to talk until.
Well, now I'm asking you a question. So
you're allowed to talk. Go.
Oh.
Yeah.
Who are you and what are you?
Well, I'm Riley.
Uh-huh.
I'm one of the co-founders of Blenz Bowls.
Okay.
And Zach, why don't you tell them about us?
There you go.
All right. Well, so we own a smoothie bowl food truck.
Smoothie bowl. That's right.
You can call it smoothie bowl. Smoothie bowl is like the category, but we offer a lot of different options. So like smoothies, smoothie bowls, acai bowls. It's a really popular trend now, like in different parts of the country.
Oh, yeah. The whole country.
It really hasn't dead in like a year.
It really hasn't been made popular down here in the Southeast, as you can tell by these two idiots on the side of us that don't really know what they're talking about. So like acai is a fruit that was originated in Brazil, I believe. And people kind of realize like all the different like benefits of harvesting like the fruit.
Money.
Obviously.
Tricking white people.
Isn't that what business is about?
Yeah.
Basically, we started a food truck where we serve smoothie bowls, which are similar to acai bowls. We now serve acai bowls as well. And then we also serve traditional smoothies. And we're always open to expansion into different product categories. So
Other than pizza, because y'all knocked that down pretty fast.
no pizza. We don't really take pride in.
It's hard to make a smoothie bowl out of pizza.
It's funny you mentioned pizza, considering everything going on in the world right now with Wayfair. And
Let's
all
get
that.
through the first part of the
there
episode.
yet.
So how did y'all meet?
We met in college.
You're gonna have to get in the mic.
We
actually,
met in college at the
Okay.
University of Alabama, but we met at a sorority house actually for a Friday. We went in there to eat mozzarella sticks.
were y'all rushing or?
We didn't
Riley
get any
was.
bids. No, that's how we met, and then through like that and then church and
Nice.
stuff, and then we became friends. And but we were friends for like a year because I transferred to Alabama my junior year, and Zach played baseball here, so he was here from freshman year on. We became friends my junior year, and then for a year we just hung out and stuff and didn't create the business until that summer.
Gotcha. And what made y'all decide to start a business together?
Honestly, it just kind of happened.
Yeah.
It really the whole story behind it is Zach graduated 2018, and us two and two of our other friends took a road trip down to West Palm Beach, Florida. And so we drove from Tuscaloosa down there, and we stayed with one of the girls' parents. And her sister the whole week had made us smoothie bowls and everything. And so we just joked with her all week, like, oh, we should open up a store and sell these things. And she was going into our freshman year at Florida, and she was like, no, I don't want to do it, and all that stuff. And then that summer, I went back to Tuscaloosa. Zach graduated and went to work in 30A, Florida, and he was doing like rentals and stuff like that. And I was doing an app, and then we just kept talking about how like it would actually be a pretty good idea. And eventually we seriously were like, you know, what would it cost to do it? And
Yeah.
And then we were like, we could probably make a food truck. Talked to Lee about it a little bit and figuring out like how much it actually costs to open a food truck. And Then we took our student loans, put it towards it, and opened a truck.
Nice.
Then started slinging smoothies.
Slinging smoothies. And so I get asked this question all the time about business stuff is like, what made you decide to start? Like, what was like the catalyst that like you were just like, I'm gonna do it now? But like most of the time, it's just I just decided.
Like,
Like
I hated my job.
yeah, had to find a way out of like doing that stuff, or
Yeah.
like people think it's just this big like, oh, some investor came up to me and was like, I believe in you and I want you to be a millionaire. And it's like, nah, I just freaking did it and then grinded. So was there anything for y'all that was just like stood out whenever y'all were first starting that was like, this is when we decided to do it? Or
Yeah, I mean, I think Zach and I both have different stories and like past experience that led to Blenz and everything. Like I never really, well, I worked at growing up, like in high school, and when I went to community college, I worked at Chick-fil-A and a TV station doing sales. And I made a lot of money for the TV station that I was working for. And that was when I really realized that I never wanted to work for someone else because they were making so much more money than I was.
yeah.
Like I got the rip of it. Thank you. So that pretty much was when I was like, man. And I had done like some smaller businesses. Like I feel like in high school I did like a bracelet company, and then I'd created an app.
Those silly bands?
It was like Silly Bands.
Oh, really?
No. It was actually pretty cool.
Hey, we
but
had them in high school.
it took me like 20 minutes to make them. So even like I sold like 100 of them, and then I was like, these just take way too long to make.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm out of this. But yeah, I did a few small little businesses. So I was always up for doing something. Like when I was pretty set on graduating college and rolling with the app I had going on just to see. So I was like, we're young, can figure
and that
stuff
was,
out.
Tinder for bars or whatever, right?
Yeah, basically.
Yeah.
It was like you'd go through and you'd see the bar deals for the night. So like $2 shots or, $3 beers, whatever. And you could like swipe right and send it to your friends and everything. It's a pretty cool concept, but it's just like hard to get something like that up and running. But Zach's definitely got a different experience.
Yeah. Well, you had a apparel company for a little while too, right?
Yeah. What was the like original question? I feel like.
What was
Why
like the
did
catalyst?
Oh yeah.
Why
So
did you do blends?
yeah, and like you said, after we started it after I graduated, so like I was in that transition from like being in school all the time and kind of like being super chill about everything, and like you're just really comfortable your senior year, and then you like move into a place of life where it's like super uncomfortable. And for me, like it was just like super typical of like going to college and like doing everything that you could to get a job when you leave college. So like that whole senior year for me was kind of like laid back because I wasn't really like taking as many classes. So I was like really pursuing like applying for jobs and going to interviews, and like literally like flew out to Dallas and like Chattanooga and stuff like that to apply for like these super like big companies and just like typical sales jobs. So like my heart was kind of like all set on that, and I was like pretty motivated to do that. And then just like each door just kept getting shut in my face, and it was kind of like a ton of rejection in a span of like 6 months. And then I was kind of like, that's where I kind of like gained this personality and like this spirit about me that I was like kind of like just like F it, like throw my hands up and like just kind of like live more free and like in the moment than anything. So like that was when I found the chance to go down to 30A and like work beach chair rentals and customer service for management companies and stuff like that. And this was also after our trip down there to West Palm Beach, and we discovered like smoothie bowls, and like, yeah, it was a really cool idea, but it never really like hit me with like, oh, I want to be my own boss, or I want to own like my own business. I like never really had that in me. But then we kind of saw like, yeah, this is a good idea. And Riley's always kind of been more the like visionary type, and I've kind of always been more of like the operational, like take a plan and actually make it happen. So like that summer was a lot of that. It was a lot of like being realistic and like real of like, hey, you have this idea, but how do you make it happen? And then what do you need to make it happen? So like that summer behind the scenes of like what I was doing like every day, like working beach chairs and stuff, was like a lot of that kind of work. And then we kind of put together like, you know, factors and like numbers and figures of like, how can we make this work? So, I mean, it was like a big decision for me because I got offered a job down there. And like, I mean, you're like 30 minutes, less than 30 minutes from the beach every day. You could live like, you could go to the beach every day. And that was kind of like what I had grown accustomed to in a matter of like 2 months. And I really loved that part of life because it was just so chill and like laid back and relaxed.
Yeah.
And then I didn't really have any experience like running a business. So I knew like from what everyone has said, like it would be hard work. And I like honestly didn't know how much hard work it would be until you actually get into it.
Yeah.
But that was a decision that we made kind of like, I want to say like it was around that July, like 4th to like July, that second or third week in July when we actually made the decision to like, hey, let's go for this. We were able to like secure a little bit of money up front from an investor and then like put a little bit of our own money into it as well. And we were like, I mean, you're hit with that. I know you guys are in different situations on the ends, but like I was in that position where you like, I was listening to Gary Vee a lot at that time. And
pumping you up.
yeah, I mean, his whole thing was like that. You have two decisions when you leave college. It's go grind and work hard at a job for someone else, or kind of like just go live free and do whatever you want for a couple of years. And like, I kind of like, I guess that was like my mindset was like, hey, I can go work for this company and have a safe, secure next like 10 to 12 years of my life. Or I can like kind of put everything in a basket and like go do this. And if it fails, like I'm still only 23 years old. So like, I mean, that was kind of the decision to do that. Like y'all, I mean, I never really had any previous business experience. All my life was like playing sports and playing baseball. So like, that's kind of like my story and my decision to like go into Blenz. But yeah.
Yeah. And so you had the other company and then you also had the apparel company a little bit before that. Well,
yeah.
I've noticed this a few times too with business owners is they usually have like one or two businesses that they start beforehand and they're like, this ain't it. But then they find the thing that's it. And then that's usually when they find success.
Do you know what the national average is for how many times a business fails before you have one that makes money?
Oh,
it's
no.
7.
I was going to say 7.
It's
Dang.
7.
Well,
So
like,
I got like 5 more to go.
right.
Well, like for me, it was like, yeah, you have these cool ideas to where you can like call it a business. But like in my eye, I was like, yeah, I started a t-shirt company that made like a couple $100, but like I wasn't like, hey, this is a legit business.
Right.
Cause like a
Well, it
legit
takes
business
7.
to me is like when you actually have to pay taxes on it. I feel
Right.
like that's what
yeah.
makes something
So
actual.
you didn't pay taxes on it?
Well, I mean, like I never really made enough money to actually
Right.
record it.
The IRS listens to this podcast.
Yes, he didn't
so-
pay taxes.
I'm just kidding. Yeah.
Don't start with
Well,
that.
I got the screw job
That
by
cool
that
radio
TV station.
TV station you're working at put you threw you under the
he got
IRS
me in
bus.
trouble by the IRS.
Really?
Yeah, he told
know
me
about that.
he paid me cash and checks, and then come time for I don't know if I should talk about this.
I don't think you
honestly.
should.
You know what? Never mind.
You got screwed, but you got screwed.
But yeah, going like that app, like I even made that app started. I launched it April, and by August I'd made $7,000 off of it. Of course, I invested probably $5,000 into it.
Yeah.
But I'd seen, I was like, it has the potential to make money. But and then we opened Blenz in the first week. We're like, oh crap, we're actually making money off this, like enough to like we're like it's more money than we've ever made.
Yeah.
And then
Were you like super anxious going into that first week? Like,
He was so nervous. I don't know. Lee worked with us a couple times, like just
Helped
helping
get
us
going.
us get everything started. And I remember the first time we ever set up was like for a game day in Tuscaloosa, like tailgating, and like we didn't make much money at all because like it's just a different, I don't know, crowd than what we're used to in like on campus. But like Riley was like, dang man, I don't know, like this, because we had seen like 10 customers or something, and yeah, like we didn't do well that day, but Riley was like, I don't know if this was a good idea or not. And like it was just so funny because like the first couple of weeks, that's kind of like what he said a lot, but once we got on campus, it was like first day was
It's a different ballgame.
was like, yeah. So like, for example, we made like $500 the first day. Then the next day it'd go up to like 700 and then like 800. And it just kind of like kept climbing a little bit until it like plateaued at like what our capacity could be for the food truck. But it was just so funny because like there was a lot of anxiety, but not in the sense of like we can lose everything we have.
Yeah.
In a way.
Was there a point where you were pissed off at him because you were like, I left like the thing that I wanted going to the beach, and now I'm sitting in this dumb food truck with you, and we've only seen 10 people today.
Honestly, not really, because it kind of gave me an opportunity to kind of find like what I was good at and everything.
Yeah.
I mean, like now I'm like, yeah, eventually I do want to get back down there in that area and find something that I can do and sustain life down there. But like, honestly, it's been so cool because I can have control of things and like kind of determine the output of like, and the outcome of things. And I'm kind of a control freak. And that's something that I like enjoy doing. So, I mean, I wasn't really pissed, but I was like, it was more so like, I guess you could honestly say I was glad about it because I never would have done it without him.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's good. And using that time as like let me figure out what I'm good at instead of like, getting all like bummed out and pissed off that it was, wasn't working out initially how you were like.
And like two years later, I guess it's about 2 years later, I can honestly say like, I'm so glad for it because like I've been able to, honestly, I'd hate to be in an office right now.
Yeah. I think that's where we all had like office jobs or like somewhere close to it. Yeah.
Just working.
Yeah. I cannot sit in an office for 8 hours a day and do something for somebody else.
Oh, no shot.
Yeah.
It would be nice sometimes to just literally go sit in an office and collect
I
the
could
paycheck.
sit in an office if it's my office.
Yeah.
It just after like a month, I feel like I would just be over it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I remember that. There's a lot of pressure starting out too, because like my parents are like pretty they're supportive of most of the things I do, but like they knew that I had put money into that app, and so they knew I was pretty tied up with that, and then they knew how much like we had invested into the truck. And they actually, like, when I told them, I mean, they didn't know what an acai bowl or smoothie bowl was.
Yeah.
I didn't know before 6 months from that.
Yeah.
And so they were like very skeptical if it was actually going to make money.
Yeah.
And then I remember that first day at looking out of our truck and across literally the little yard that we were in was a freaking, well, there's Cheese Louise, which I was like, they're
directly across from
they're
y'all.
going to make money.
Yeah.
Like people will eat a grilled cheese on a game day with a beer. But I saw a guy selling just sodas out of his truck, making more money than all of us.
Yeah.
And I was just like, this just doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
But that's when you were talking about setting up at that game day, and then you just said it. Because we were new too. Like I think I started like 6 or 8 months before y'all did.
Yeah.
If that. And sitting at that same place, I was having the same thoughts y'all were. Like, man, this is good. Because we weren't even on campus yet. We hadn't done and just you got to find your market.
Yeah.
That was what I
That's a
learned
big
from
part.
that. Like you can, and that's, man, and this is when
find
people
your market and then target them exclusively.
Honestly, and too, like it's almost to the point of like you don't know the market until you've seen success in it too.
Right.
Because like,
oh, you've got to find it. You
Yeah.
don't find it and then start your business. You start your business, then you find your market.
yeah, for sure. Because like we wouldn't have known like our 98% of our customer base would have been what it is now.
White
you know?
sorority girls.
Yeah, white sorority girls.
Which I feel like that's where in college, like business classes has missed the mark because they're all about, okay, like your marketing class, it's like you've got to go through this analysis of, okay, we're going to put a truck in Tuscaloosa and we need to figure out what's, you know, this product. And it's like, well, really the best thing is just to try it and to see what happens.
Yeah.
But that's the scary part.
Yeah.
And that's why people
Especially
don't start businesses.
Well, and like for you guys, you know, in your early 20s, it's a lot easier than people like me and Lee who are like, you know, I'm 31 and he's coming up.
I didn't start my business
Tied
until
down,
after I
yeah.
was married.
That's
That
the
was one of the
benefit.
worst decisions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
you are old.
That's the benefit. We can make like I guess you can call them sacrifices or something, but like we can do things that like
You can take risks.
we can take risks.
Yeah.
We can can work 15 hours a day without having to go home and be obligated to like give someone attention, you know? Like it's
Which to a degree it makes it easier, but also to a degree it's like if you're gonna do it, like either one's gonna work. You know, like if you've got a wife, like you're gonna make it work.
Unless it doesn't.
Well, no, like you're gonna make the relationship work. Hopefully,
50%. Either you got a coin flip on the marriage, or you lose.
We're talking to nice, good people on this podcast. We're not talking.
That's fine. Well, I'm not gonna lie to them either.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna be Gary Vee, where if you just stay up late and grind, you're gonna make $1 million.
How many girlfriends?
That ain't it at all.
Hold on. How many girlfriends have y'all lost to the business? Do you think?
Oh, well.
Or girls, girls, not girlfriends.
When we start like last year, I mean, there's a lot because I remember I was talking to one girl, like going out with her like a little over a year ago, like when we started, and she eventually was just like, "You just really don't have the time for me," and I was like, "You're right,"
yeah,
because I was like, "We're going on dates at like 9 o'clock at night."
And how much easier is it to just be like, "Yeah, I'm just gonna stick to the business," unless it's your wife?
Yeah,
and then you're like, "Okay."
Yeah.
Well,
Which that being said, I have a girlfriend now, and like. I make time for her.
I haven't seen her. So.
Well, that's like I was thinking about that on the way over here too. Is like there's obviously good things, like the highs and the lows to this and everything.
Oh,
and I honestly can't say it because I haven't experienced. Like I haven't had a girlfriend in like a couple of years. But like I would.
Are you claiming that's by choice?
Maybe.
We'll go with it's his choice.
Maybe. Yeah. Well, like I kind of see it as like the good thing about it is, yeah, you have like if I don't have a girlfriend, like or a significant other, you don't have to like go home and be obligated to that. And I don't say that with like a negative connotation, but almost like a obligatory connotation to it. But then also like if you do have that other person in your life, like they can also be supportive. And like when you're like pissed off at like your business partner or you're like fed up with like how much work you're having to put in with no results, like you can go to that person and they'll like talk to you and understand. And like,
dude, there's pros and cons to everything.
Yeah. For sure.
And that's what you were saying, Josh. Like it'll work out either way. Cause like, but
Gary Vee's really big on that. Like if you're 20 in your early 20s, like do something. Like, don't.
But do something with a mindset. Don't
don't
just
go.
That's, we've talked about all those inspirational speakers and stuff that it's they sell books, but they're not helping. Like, yeah. But before we dive into more business stuff and give you stuff, did we all meet in that one small group?
Well, I mean, me and you
knew each other for years,
but the four of us did.
Yeah, all four of us did.
Yeah. I was at Cody Sullivan's house the other night.
Really?
With a bunch of other friends.
Shout out Cody Sullivan.
Yeah. Well, because they have.
What's the other guy? Tyler
Holman.
He's got a business now too.
Yeah,
we need to get him.
Dude, he makes those. He makes really cool furniture.
Yeah.
Huh.
Like woodworking. Yeah. Because
he's doing a lot of shutters and stuff now too.
Your dog food thing, you made that, right?
Yeah.
He makes those, and Cody and Kayla have one of those for their golden. It's sweet. It's really. It looks a lot like yours, but he does that, and he also works at Mercedes and drives an hour and 15 minutes one way
grinds,
to work at 6 o'clock in the morning.
It's gonna pay off for him.
There's been so many people like that have picked up woodworking and like little like stuff that you never would have thought about doing before quarantine.
Yeah.
Like my brother's built so much random
stuff.
Yeah. And OnlyFans. Woodworking and OnlyFans are just thriving right now because of quarantine. You have an OnlyFans?
No, but
that's amazing.
I was telling my girlfriend.
How much is it
hear me out
to get on your OnlyFans?
Listen.
You have rules?
I pitched her.
Like, what do you?
Let me talk.
We asked you a question.
We're asking questions.
I'm explaining
how much a month?
What I want to do.
How much a month?
Listen.
Do you have lines in the sand that you won't cross?
Yes.
Okay.
All right. I don't have one yet.
Penetration.
But I pitched to my girlfriend. I was like, we should do this.
Y'all should do an OnlyFans?
Yeah,
you know
listen.
What that is?
Whoa.
Let me explain. I'm a crafty
Zach,
guy.
Did you sign off on any of this?
Listen.
Has he talked to you about this?
Did y'all sign like a contract at the beginning that was like a code of conduct that you're not folling anymore?
If he ever did this, I would request a buyout. Of the entire company.
Good.
No, listen. So this is what we do. If you go to that app or website or whatever, everything's like private. All you can see are like profile pictures.
Yeah.
So I told her we create one, make a really fun looking profile picture. It don't even have to be us. It can just be pictures of 2 arms, whatever.
Arms.
And it'd be like our name. Then people think that, they're about to see like this nasty OnlyFans of like a couple. So they subscribe for like $5 a month. Boom, you do it, get maybe 100 subscribers, $500.
What are you doing? You're doing
and then
it on
in the
camera,
content, all you do is post selfies. Nothing bad.
So you're gonna make $5 one time. and then that person
Or-
unsubscribes.
Sounds like a waste of time.
Sounds like an ironclad business plan.
Or
I'm
listen
sure
to
you
this.
found
Basically,
your
Zach
market.
saying, do that when you're not working on the truck.
yeah, in your off
Do that
time.
when you're supposed to be sleeping.
Or people think that it is like so sweet that a couple is like
No,
posting fun
those people aren't
selfies
on
that they're like,
Who? Name
there's
one
good
person.
people in this world.
Name one couple that you follow that you're like, oh man,
You
I
and
just
your girlfriend
love
would have to be
seeing
real
their
sweet for me to
pictures.
pay $5 to see
I
y'all
don't
take
care
them
how
selfies.
sweet you
no.
are. I'm not paying
It's
$5
more
to
of
see
it's
y'all
more
hold
of like a
hands or whatever.
scheme than a business plan.
Oh,
Yeah.
got you.
He's the king of schemes.
Yeah.
The king of
The
schemes.
scheme king?
Of one time, I mean, you make $500,
That's the
then go
title
to
of the
the
episode.
roulette table.
The
You can make
Scheme King.
$1,000.
Scheme king.
Scheme king.
You're not supposed to
But
tell
we're not
people it's a scheme.
we're not gonna do that though.
afterwards.
She
Yeah.
disapproved
I don't believe
pretty
that.
hard.
Good.
She's pretty
I don't
supportive
believe that
about
you-
all my
I don't
ideas,
believe that
but she
you're not going
disapproved
to
that.
do it. I believe that she disapproved of it, but I don't believe that
And
you're
then
not
you're
going
going
to
use
do
her
it.
pictures without your likeness.
Yeah.
Without her
But,
likeness.
I can't do
Yeah.
that's very illegal. She has to.
Oh gosh.
But yeah.
But yeah, I just so with it getting started and everything, Josh and I both know how that goes and the ups and downs of it. I tell people this all the time, like
Wait, where were you going with the small group thing?
I was
We're just
I'm just
saying
trying to
how
help
we-
our
how
people.
we all met.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
we found y'all on the side of the road or something, and we brought you on the podcast. We've known each other for years. All four of us have known each other for years.
Like Lee, we've all met in a small group. Lee has helped us a lot with the food truck and like, you know, that area and realm of things. And then Josh has helped us a lot with like the merch for Blenz, and then just honestly
One
being
time.
he wouldn't even help
being
me
like a
with
pretty
the
One
funny
time.
dude.
One
He wouldn't help
time.
me with the merch.
One
He's a-
time they
he's a-
asked me to make shirts for them,
I've had to go talk
and
to
then every
Josh's
time after
partner
that, they're like, "Nah."
to get
Well,
merch done.
Here's the thing.
No, you haven't even once. You have not once said, "Hey, this is what I. This is how many
Hey,
shirts I want.
hey,
this is the design."
You just
I
need
want.
to chill over there because I got Savage on the phone.
Hey,
and
that's
me
fine.
and him are handling
Yeah.
everything.
Hey, how much is he charging you?
It doesn't matter. At least he's
Oh, it
getting
doesn't
back to
matter?
me about it.
It doesn't matter. All right, I'll do some work
It's
for you
not
tomorrow.
21 Savage. No.
If
It's
it
his
don't matter how
business
much it
partner,
costs.
Savage. Look, we're good. I tried with you. You didn't want nothing to do with it.
Yeah,
Me and your partner are putting
Does
shirts
that
together.
mean Josh doesn't get the commission from the sale? Or
absolutely,
Not if he don't.
absolutely.
Not if he don't help.
Taking money out of
Wow.
my pocket.
Not asking for his help. I tried. He don't want.
Something?
it.
Can't feed his kids
Can't feed my kid
That's fine. I'm
and
feeding
dogs.
and dogs.
He
Mine.
just
Who
bought-
just turned one.
Josh just bought a Tesla. Don't let him fool you.
Yeah.
This guy's rolling.
Yeah,
I wouldn't say rolling in money.
bathing in it.
One of
We
the
got a coin
reasons-
shortage. Have you seen that?
Huh?
There's a coin shortage. The Federal Reserve's not making any more coins.
Well, they shouldn't.
It's all these laundromats, man. They're holding all their.
Well, that's one.
They
step
definitely
closer
should get
to a
rid of the
univer-
penny.
There's
Penny should be gone.
I don't
What if
know.
something's $1.49?
Don't make it $1.49. Either make it $1.50
So now you're
or
telling
make it
everybody else
$1.45.
what to do.
Was it?
Okay.
Pennies,
it's my
pennies
question.
cost us way more than they're worth.
That's not true.
That's true.
That is true. It is
I bet
true.
that's true.
Would you read that on Reddit?
What, half the stuff you read
I just asked you a question.
on Reddit? No,
You're
I didn't
deflecting.
read it on Reddit.
You're deflecting.
I didn't read it
Just
on Reddit.
imagine like the cost that it goes into paying people to make them and the machinery.
Let's not act like the four of us know how much it costs to make a penny by the federal
Guarantee
government.
it costs a quarter to make a penny.
It, I,
a
yeah.
sh-
You can't
a
be
shot-
a
I wouldn't-
fraud
hey,
a shot of hot sauce,
I don't know why.
No, no.
Nope.
a shot of pickle juice
Still no. You'd have to take me to the hospital.
for pickle juice.
Maybe not pickle juice. I could need hot sauce. I
Did
can
it cost?
smell a cup of
Did
shot
it
of hot
cost
sauce.
more than a penny to make a penny?
I don't care what Wikipedia says. Put your phone down.
You're just you're saying we're wrong.
First off,
We got 2 on 1
I don't
right
know
now.
why,
And you're saying we're wrong.
I am defending the federal government at all. Can't stand them. So actually, it costs $1 to make a penny. I don't care. Let's get rid of pennies. Fine.
We should get rid of pennies.
We'll all barter.
They're useless.
Money in general.
That's
You,
fine.
you can all give me your pennies. I'll gladly take them.
That's true. Yeah,
If we're bartering,
Give me every penny
Riley
in the
is
world.
using his OnlyFans to barter for goods and services.
I'll send you a selfie for a box of eggs or something.
I like a barter
That's not
system.
worth a box of eggs, man.
No.
Not
Maybe
for
like
you.
48
And
Not
where
for you.
What kind of
From you.
eggs? Where are you getting these eggs from?
from the
You ain't got
local
chickens.
farmer's market. No, we're bartering.
So how'd you get the eggs?
A farmer made it.
Yeah, but how
He
did
gave
you
him a
get
free
them?
subscription to his
To his
Send
OnlyFans?
him a selfie. This is how 2020 works, guys. People send pictures of feet for like $500 now.
No, that's something. Honestly, like if I was a girl,
Oh, I'd sell feet
I'd sell feet pics.
by
like,
the truckload.
Weird.
know it.
Hey, I'll say
I'd
this.
probably sell more than
I
feet
won't.
pics.
I won't say who it is, but we know somebody that I don't even know if I should say it. They may or may not have been employed by us before. That had a sugar daddy that would just send them like hundreds of dollars a week.
Bro, you know how fast I'd get a sugar daddy if I was a girl?
Oh,
I don't see anything wrong with the exchanging
Feet?
feet pics.
I'd mail somebody my underpants.
Yeah,
That's a huge market.
For a fact, I would do that.
That's a
For
huge
fact.
market.
You can make money doing
You're
that.
talking about business. Like, this is the most obvious business opportunity ever.
You can make
I would do
just
it.
embarrassingly amount
Hey,
of money.
I'm in
selling
on your
panties.
scheme.
Yeah.
If we create a fake girl and then just sell her under panties.
Have you ever heard of CGI? I mean, we could
We'll
do
just
that.
make.
No,
we'll
we
just
all go to
Photoshop.
Oh, you're just
Walmart,
saying
buy
we'll
a
Photoshop.
5-pack, we put them on, and then put it with a picture of somebody.
There you
So
go.
they wore 'em.
Rub it in betwixt your butt crack a
I
little
mean,
bit
just
so
no,
it
you just
smells like butt.
You wear
Every-
it on Monday, you sell it on Tuesday.
Get a little gooch grease on.
Vacuum seal it.
Hey,
Vacuum seal it and
100%.
ship it.
Because it sells.
I'm telling you.
I'm in. Let's freaking do it. We're making $1 billion
See, now my
next
little
week.
Carolina, if you're
scheme
listening to
doesn't
this.
sound too bad, does it?
I mean, we'll sell feet pics. We'll sell underwear. It might be weird if it's not the same feet, so we'll have to find a foot model and pay her. But
Boy.
Or you put a right foot of somebody and a left foot of somebody, and it's twice the money.
Yeah, you say it's like one of those dogs with different colored eyes, except different.
Man, you
Feet.
went wild to get to that.
What?
That has two different.
hey, it's kind of
people's
like when you order a box of Rice Krispies and there's 2 different flavors in there. What?
Hey, what do you want to talk about? Blends some more?
feet. Nope. I'm gonna talk about selling
We're done
underwear.
about blends. What about Wayfair?
That'll get you. That's what I was saying. You start selling underwear, and then all of a sudden you're invested in Wayfair and Etsy selling
So if you
Other
don't
thing.
know what the
you're ready to talk
Wayfair
about
I don't know. If we talk about it
Conspiracy
too
is-
much,
Yeah,
they'll
well,
send somebody to
They're-
get us.
so
People get suicided all the time after they talk
if you
about
don't
this
know
stuff.
what the
Look up
Wayfair
Avicii.
conspiracy is, there's a website. It's wayfair.com. They sell
Etsy was doing it too.
yeah, okay, Etsy was doing it too. But it's like pretty much a marketplace for home goods. And there were these cabinets, industrial grade cabinets or whatever.
They're doing it with pillows too.
Okay, pillows too. Industrial grade pillows. I don't know.
But it's like not the actual company. It's like individual.
Yeah.
Right.
It's a
They're
marketplace.
independent contractors that
Yeah.
sell stuff through those places.
Yeah, it's a marketplace. But
So like where Wayfair and Etsy get in trouble is like not monitoring
Yep.
or like not knowing.
They don't
about
police it.
okay. So
Pornhub got in trouble for that too.
Wow.
they
more
people
up their alley
started
than-
saying
Wayfair.
since these cabinets, industrial grade cabinets and stuff were like $12,000, $15,000 that and they had like names of people who went missing, which I don't even know if the names of the people who went missing are actual names of people who went missing.
Oh,
They could
no.
be Photoshopped.
No, their names. It's people. Well, this is what's happening.
Did you go through and find
All of
the
these
police
immigrants?
files?
Certificates.
There's immigrants.
Mm-hmm.
There's like Haitian refugees. All of these kids that are like documented. Their names, their documentation, everything missing.
Where did you see that?
And then they're pulling it up.
In the same
They're
Reddit
pulling it
thread?
up. They're pulling it up. You can pull up the SKUs on Wayfair, and it's pulling up these kids, all their documentation and
now.
everything. I don't know how to. I'm not
right
a.
now.
Do it right now. I want to see a picture of a kid that
We
you
ain't doing
pull
that.
up the SKU.
We don't fact check people on the spot.
I'm here to talk about smoothie bowls.
If you really put in the effort, you could go and make a YouTube video
Absolutely.
and research your facts and make someone believe this absolutely crazy idea and get so many people to
But
buy into your.
Wayfair main investor is a man named George Soros.
Yeah. We talked about him before.
Why did you went
He's the devil incarnate.
People listening will know what that means.
okay, but
He's
okay. So Wayfair is just a marketplace. So that's like getting on Amazon for having something that you didn't like on Amazon and being like, well, we should defund Amazon because they put this product on there that we didn't like.
So
except the
not
product
Wayfair.
What does
is
that matter?
traffic
Josh.
kids.
What?
if you had a guy that came to you and said, "Hey, I want to print some shirts," and you're like, "Yeah, man, we'll print some shirts. We'll get them out," and then it comes out that dude has a bunch of children in his basement chained up. You're not accountable to that guy at all for using his business. Or
Me?
for him using your
Yeah, but
business.
like, how's he
No.
supposed to know?
How am I supposed to
Vet
know?
your clients.
So I'm gonna go to their house and check all their
I didn't
basements.
say break into their
How
home.
am I supposed to do that?
Vet them.
How?
I guess it doesn't matter to you that much. That's fine.
So everybody that buys a grilled cheese from you, then you have to go back
buying
and
a grilled cheese.
You're talking about the same
business
thing
with a client.
You're talking about the same thing because I'm a vendor. He's buying from me. He's buying a product from me.
I'm just saying.
So everybody who buys a grilled cheese, you got to go look at their basements and make sure there ain't no skeletons in there.
That's difficult.
The moral of the story is it's a very real thing that
the world's broken.
Children being trafficked.
Children being trafficked is definitely 100%
and the internet makes it
thing.
a whole lot easier.
Oh, yeah.
But there's like if you look at like actual articles on it and not just like social media stuff, like those cabinets are going for that price regardless.
No.
Yes.
Yes. Nope. Tell them.
You can look up the same cabinet.
Yeah.
And if you look up the cabinet, what it's like, dimensions and everything, it's going to be X amount of dollars. But if you look up the cabinet and put in a name with it, all of a sudden now it's $15,000, $20,000 cabinet. But it's the same cabinet, same dimensions, everything. And the weight of it goes up more too.
Here's the thing. Here's the thing. If there was a way to traffic it, like if there was a way to track like somebody to figure all this stuff out, then like you don't think these like super rich people would have like another way that they 100% would not get caught? They're using Wayfair.com to traffic kids. Come on.
What do you think?
My thing is like,
what do you think, Zach?
You can say these super rich people are like doing it and they're kind of like making it available and like they're doing that, but like there's got to be equally as rich people that have good intentions that can, have the resources and ability to like stop something like this. So that's why like I just have a hard time of like, oh, there's so many people like on the same page to like buy into this conspiracy and not one single person out there with the power and the resources can come in and stop it.
I just don't trust anything anymore because a week ago I found out that the World Health Organization that's been informing us about COVID-19, they're a privately owned company. Yeah. Bill Gates owns 15% of it.
Yeah.
FDA, privately owned company. Like these aren't even these are for-profit businesses. Well, I don't know if they're for-profit, but they're businesses.
Doesn't matter. There's no such thing as a non-profit. That just means you didn't show a profit on the paperwork. Look, he's
I'm fact checking Raleigh.
He's backing up.
Well, I want to see if the World Health Organization.
We quit funding them. They were getting money from China.
Yeah, Trump found out some things.
Yeah,
that's why they're trying to kill him.
Oh my gosh!
Well, that's an extra step. They want him dead. I mean, half the country wants him dead. They hate his guts. But that's how the world works nowadays. You can't.
There's too many hypersensitive social justice warriors out there.
Oh well, yeah.
Everyone's just.
Do y'all have
the World
Blenz
Health
masks?
Organization is a specialized agency of the United Nations. Is the United Nations a for-profit?
The United Nations is as bad as it gets. Any FBI, CIA show or movie out there, the UN we have currently is as bad or worse than any like evil secret world government.
So we're going off a fake TV show. Like you're using a fake TV show as a reference.
Keep your head in the sand.
To how good or bad something is.
Caught up with them too. But no, I don't. I don't like talking about this stuff.
I
don't because like no one really knows.
Right. It's
you can't know unless you're like. I mean, you can have an opinion on it.
Yeah.
And say something about it, but you can't know the facts until you've actually been involved with it.
Right.
Yeah.
Or they get uncovered publicly.
Yeah.
Which doesn't usually happen because they're all paid off.
They're all paid off by an actual investigation and not some dude on Reddit who went, "Oh my god!" If you look up the SKUs,
okay.
What if there was? Hold on. If you were looking for cabinets and you found the SKU of a cabinet that you really liked, and you're like, "Let me copy and paste that and see like what other vendors are selling that," and then kids' pictures pop up. Nobody like that hasn't happened once before. This guy figured it out.
I have a question.
That's bull.
Have you ever once were looking for something on the internet and used the SKU number?
Absolutely.
But
I absolutely
with clothes like boxes of shirts and stuff.
With anything.
Yeah.
I've never done that a day in my life. I've never copy and pasted a SKU ever.
I have because then you can put that SKU into like Google and then you can find all the vendors that are selling whatever that is and get it for a lower price.
That's cool.
Like this hat right here, I don't know who makes it, but I can type in the model number or SKU number, and it'll pull up some kind of like, options to buy or something.
It'll pull up pictures of kids in Guatemala that you can buy.
Not with
for
that,
$10.
man.
I'll tell you this: all the information I've learned on this has come from YouTube.
Yeah. So,
but we'll just leave it there.
But that's not as
9/11 was an inside job.
But that's not because okay, we all know what Reddit is. Oh, Reddit's conspiracy, crazy people. People on Reddit have uncovered actual things in the past couple of years.
Yeah. Some people have.
Yeah.
After there was a legit investigation.
But it started from people on Reddit. And so oh, Reddit, YouTube. Well, we all get our information from the internet now. So let's not act like just because something sounds weird and you saw it on YouTube means it's automatically false.
I'm not saying that.
Yeah.
I'm just saying the facts, there's no way that they're using SKUs and then you type a SKU in and some kids pop up.
I've seen
screenshot, which can be Photoshopped.
Yeah, so could this podcast. I'm just saying if you
have
you seen
really
some of these cabinets that are $3,000 on Wayfair that look like Jason made them?
I don't go to Wayfair that much.
It's literally like
often.
a couple of 2x4s screwed together, and it's $3,000.
Furniture's freaking expensive though.
Okay, yeah.
Because we went. I mean, we went through trying to find cabinets and stuff for our house, and it's freaking expensive.
That TV stand right there, I guarantee, is almost $1,000.
Yeah,
that came from Walmart.
Yeah, probably not.
That came from Walmart.
That's a couple $100.
Yeah.
$200 though.
Okay, so imagine if you found that thing on the internet for $4,500.
Yeah. If it was another brand, I would absolutely believe that. But since it's Better Homes or whatever Walmart brand is, that's a great value TV stand. I'm not saying that child trafficking doesn't exist. I'm just saying I don't think that's the means that they're using to traffic kids.
Human trafficking.
So we're split down the middle 50-50.
We're not experts on this. How do y'all... So y'all are, like we said, y'all cater to mostly white sorority girls on campus. Or young... late 20s, or late teens, early 20s.
I'd say it's more of like a demographic of age between 18 to 28, 30. And honestly, it only stops at 30 because like I said, it's something that's been originated in other parts of the country that's become more popular. And here at the university, we've noticed that
the kids that aren't from here.
The kids that come from those places are the kids that are more know about it and everything. Like I said, it hasn't made its way to the Southeast
That's food
yet.
trucks in general.
Yeah, exactly.
Honestly.
And during the summer going to these neighborhoods, it's also been we're getting more exposed to the demographic that is parents and
How
40.
How crazy has that been? It's been eye-opening to me.
Yeah.
That we'll go to a neighborhood 5 minutes from campus and nobody, people are like, what are y'all?
Nobody knows about it. And
nobody.
And another thing too is people will try our stuff. They'll come up and say oh, I have no idea what this is. Or what do you have? And they're like, do you guys sell drinks? And we're like, no, smoothies. It's so hard to explain it and describe it to someone, which does kind of suck sometimes. But we have noticed it is kind of bragging or what do you call it? But a lot of people do enjoy what we have to offer, and they'll come back a second or third time.
Yeah.
And it's been cool to kind of capture that new market audience and everything.
I'll tell you
what's happened.
What's really hard to explain is when you're in a taco truck and you're selling grilled cheeses out of it, trying to explain to people that you sell grilled cheeses and not tacos, because that's what.
Hey, that's humble beginning.
Yeah. Originally, he used Pastor's food truck, and we would go set up. I would help him we'd go set up and stuff.
Our logo over the top of his logo, which is actually illegal, by the way. Can't do that.
Mexican guys would walk up and be like.
They're back.
Yeah. Hey, where's Pastor?
Yeah.
He's grilled cheese,
dirty
por
rice.
favor.
I got sandwiches. Sorry.
Yeah, the amount of people being around campus, you get a lot of construction workers. The amount of people that come up to us and ask for tacos, not every food truck serves tacos.
Yeah.
Well,
we got a pineapple on the front of this thing. What did you think was going to happen?
Me and Lee have talked about this too. Will this change your approach in the fall? Knowing now that you have a market in these neighborhoods, will you try and go after some of those neighborhoods in the fall?
We did talk about this.
For us, probably not as much as other food trucks, because we're not very traditional in the sense of like our offering and our food.
You're new even to college students.
Yeah. So, I mean, the biggest thing for us is getting on campus at the beginning of the school year and capturing that new freshman class, because like we've been on campus for 2 years now, so we kind of have the reach all the way to, I think, the current juniors were like the first freshman class that we had.
Yep.
So I mean, like, yeah, it's nice to get out in the public and kind of like, you know, show them that you care about them and everything like that. But I mean, more like,
they're not your market.
Yeah. Long story short, we're in this to make money. You know, it's a business.
Do you do most of y'all's like social media and the like corresponding with people that get in contact with you?
Yeah. I mean, you talking about like answering messages,
Yeah,
and DMs and stuff like that. Yeah.
I've got Anna doing it now. The stuff she tells me that people ask is,
well, like I really only pay attention to like.
Do you leave stuff
Instagram.
unanswered a lot?
Well, there's a lot of times where I won't see it until the next day, and I'm like, all right, that's besides the fact. But like, I think Riley gets a lot of the notifications on Facebook, and like I don't really use Facebook that much.
That's a nightmare out there.
The only thing I've ever noticed on Facebook is the people just ask where we are. No one asks anything too crazy.
We get this. We literally have it once a week. Somebody will say, "You need to come down 69 South."
Yeah,
we were there twice last week. So,
Yeah.
or where are y'all going to be? Well, and then we just had the link. We put it up every day, everywhere. Where's your menu? It's on everything we have.
That's the thing that gets me is like kind of questions that people ask that could easily be answered if they put in a little bit of effort to look.
Yeah.
But that's where good customer service comes in.
Oh, yeah.
Or you
have Anna doing it.
have
She's
one of
great at
those Facebook robot like for the messenger that like sends them a link to the FAQs on your website. And it's just like these are your questions.
But for the people that ask those questions, they don't want that.
Oh yeah,
they
would
want
eat
you
you alive.
Yeah.
You can program a bot on Facebook for when someone goes to your Facebook page, it pops up and goes, "How may I help you?"
Oh yeah, the chat.
And they say,
thing.
"Hey, where y'all located?" And the bot could be like,
"No, they're not typing into a chat bot thing.
Yeah.
They want to talk to Mr. Blenz."
But hey, if we send back, "Hey, we're at whatever neighborhood," they come out there and buy a $10 smoothie bowl, then worth it.
Yeah.
We went when we were at the beach. We went to the one that's in the strip mall that you told me to go to.
Yeah.
Don't look over there.
Is it bad?
Which one was it?
It was over where we got coffee from
Yeah,
Meg
I know
that
what you're talking
morning.
about.
It was off the beaten path.
We drove by it.
We drove through the parking lot.
Yeah.
Soul Bowls?
Yeah.
Was that
What was
it?
the name
Yeah,
of it?
I think it was that.
I think it was Soul Bowls.
Yeah.
It was one in a strip mall where it was in like the corner.
There's like a Piggly
unit
Wiggly or a Winn Dixie
if
or
it was
right
an
there.
L strip mall, it was in the like corner of the L.
Yeah, it's where you
And-
turn right to go to Fort Morgan.
Did y'all try it?
It was we were there
was
at like 8
closed.
o'clock in the morning
Yeah.
because we were getting his wife coffee.
yeah.
But we drove by the strip mall.
It looks super sketch.
It
though.
looked like if you went and set up behind like a Saka buffet over where like the Halloween store is. It was like that kind of strip mall.
Yeah.
But we did go by that one. I hadn't talked to y'all about it since then. We did. But dude, there's a market down there for it, obviously.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, there definitely is. But you got to be, like you said.
You need to be in walking distance.
Yeah.
You've got to be off of that main drag at Orange Beach, Gulf Shores. And I'm sure that's not cheap. But
If anyone knows any property coming up around a
yeah.
coastal community.
We were in Charlotte
send
over the
us a
4th, and we went and ate at a food court at like one of their biggest malls.
Mm-hmm.
And there was I don't remember the name of it, but it wasn't like in one of the like walled restaurants of a food court.
It was like a kiosk in
It
the
was a
middle.
kiosk like at the edge. They were pumping them things
It
out,
was
man.
like acai place.
Yeah, it was acai.
Y'all
Anna's
could,
mom got
probably
one.
get a spot at the University Mall here. I mean, you're gonna have to like dodge bullets.
Yeah.
But
Get in by the Sabaros and Great
Yeah.
American Cookie.
We've had like a lot. Well, not some of Riley's friends back in Coleman have came to us with the idea of like starting a storefront there,
Yeah.
and they were like, "Oh, we'll pay for everything," which was like in our eyes like,
No risk.
Yeah, no
Find
risk.
me.
but then
yeah.
you got to find somebody to run it, and
You got to do that, and then you're risking like the integrity of your brand, and
Yeah.
like especially like being such a small company, like and wanting to expand. That first initial expansion,
He's got to be a good one.
Has to be
Yeah.
good. You can't just like
it would have to be one of y'all that goes up there and starts it.
Yeah.
That's
And like the location is like so key.
yeah.
And it's like
That's why
business,
trucks
real
are
estate,
great.
location. Like And so that's the thing too. You don't want to just throw it in. If anyone knows about Coleman, it's a very small town that's about 15 years behind the rest of the world.
A few years ago, Coleman was like top city to move to.
Yeah, because there's no crime and like it's a safe place to live. I mean, I grew up there, but I mean, there's nothing. It's hard to get in trouble in Coleman. It really is,
unless you're cooking meth.
Yeah, I mean that's
happens. More Jasper, but still Walker County.
Yeah, but I mean, good place to live.
Have y'all seen the that Bill Nye video where he's got the mask on?
Yeah, I wanted to get y'all's take on the COVID stuff too.
He tries to blow a candle out with a mask on, and he's like, "This is proven." Like he's got like a cloth mask, and he blows on this candle, and it flickers a little bit, and then he puts on like an N95 and blows, and then it doesn't do anything. Yeah, it's like that's the dumbest explanation because
everything just goes to the side.
Yeah, it's still the air's still coming out of your mask.
God
it's not
forbid you save that one person in front of you,
and you're gonna get your side guy.
Yeah,
like okay, we're all have masks on, safe, and I'm gonna get him sick.
Yeah. You're gone. You're safe.
Yeah,
and it's first off, Bill Nye is a TV personality.
Yeah. He's a popular scientist.
He's not a scientist.
He had a kids TV show growing up, and now he gets put on CNN like he's the freaking Surgeon General.
Crazy.
It's popular science, is all it is. It's
he did science experiments for kindergartners.
Yeah.
For 90% of his career.
Toothpaste and peroxide together or whatever. It makes
Next, they're gonna have Mythbusters doing some kind of.
I'm sure
that guy died.
Those. Which one? The beard or the bald headed one?
The
Nijuan guy
from COVID.
Nah.
Aneurysm.
Yeah, he had an aneurysm.
Pretty sad.
It was Grant
Nijuan,
the Asian looking guy.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
He was one of the three that did the side things. I didn't like those three.
Hey, I liked him. I liked him.
I don't like that dead guy. That's pretty much what you just said.
I didn't like that guy, and he's passed away. That's sad, but I don't like him more because he's dead.
And aneurysm, man. That's sad.
Yeah.
Hey, it comes out of nowhere.
Yeah, they do. There's pretty much nothing there's nothing you can
do
about that.
Was it brain?
I think so.
Yeah.
It may have been heart. Is a heart aneurysm a thing?
That's a heart attack.
Yeah.
Okay, it was brain then.
Well, actually, no. A heart attack would be a blockage of.
But an aneurysm is a vessel explodes, right?
Yeah.
And it bleeds out.
I'm super tired right now too because
Josh just did a 48-hour shift.
I had 48 hours.
Station.
We had a fire at 4 a.m. this morning, and then we had 2 medical calls after that, and so I'm pretty beat.
And
so
then he
I
came
don't really
and helped
know what
me get my food truck to the mechanic. That's the same.
I know I'm supposed to know what an aneurysm is, but right now I have no clue.
It's all good. But so that's one thing I was going to ask. With the, y'all are, I'm going to sound like I'm 90 years old. Y'all are like hip.
Y'all,
right? I mean,
y'all know what y'all doing. Y'all hip.
You do your environmental stuff. Your bowls are biodegradable. Your spoons are biodegradable.
Yeah.
Your fruit's biodegradable.
Your fruit is biodegradable.
A lot of that is also like knowing who your customer is going to be and putting yourself.
Your customers, more of your customers than mine or Josh's are very worried about COVID. Generally, young, college age, more are liberal than not.
And you can say a lot of the students coming to and out at the university come from those areas,
right? So how do y'all balance between not giving a rip because you have common sense and know it's not that big a deal, but also like making sure some of your base thinks you care? I don't know how to say that, but
I think it's all honestly. I think it's all in respect and like just respecting what others.
And I don't even know if y'all. I mean, y'all might be terrified of COVID. I don't know, but
it's another thing of like you only know what other people have been telling you. And like I haven't had it. My grandfather had it for a couple weeks, and he's old. Like
how is he?
He actually just got tested negative a couple days ago. So like he had it in a couple weeks. Like later got tested negative. So I mean, but like back to the point, I think it's just a matter of like respecting people around you because like we are in the service industry and we're not really here as much as the business is to make money. You're being in the service industry, you're like providing a service and you're there to like serve others. Mm-hmm. So like if they care about it, then we should care about it. And then also it's to the point of like, you just don't want to be that person that gets it wrong and does something and like ruins it for everyone. So I would say that's more of it than kind of have like a strong, like being very opinionated about it. And it's just like, and I know like you can say, oh, you're just falling in line, but like to a sense, like, yeah, but like we know like if we do something wrong and people start pointing fingers at us, like we lose everything that we've worked hard for. So
you could lose business because you're hard headed.
Yeah. Long story short, we don't want to lose business, and we want to be respectful to others and like kind of not be that person that gets all the fingers pointed at them.
Because somebody asked me that, and like we have masks on the truck, they're hard to wear, and I usually end up rolling it up and putting it over my forehead, and it catches sweat from going in my eyes. So it's that I might have found something new, but I just bought
a sweatband.
That's a headband.
Well, my neck gaiters just got to my house.
Oh, nice.
So I'm gonna try one of those.
Brandon?
I can brand them for you.
We can. I got 2. I'm gonna try them out.
You need
and
more
it's
than that.
it's like a real thin summer one.
Yeah.
The mask. It hurts my ears.
Yeah, neck gaiters are the way to go. 100%. Yeah.
So if I can go a couple of days with a neck gaiter, I'll probably order a box of them, and we'll get to that point.
I got a question for you,
That's what
Riley.
we just ordered are the net gators.
Me and Riley used to like text pretty much every day about the stock market.
Oh yeah.
Oh my
Let
gosh.
me what are you looking at right now? Like what's your
In the stocks.
no. Like open Robinhood up.
Okay.
Click the all button, and I want to see like the percentage that you're either up or down right now.
Dang.
Also talk about your opinion on like actually investing versus gambling, because
Oh, it's 100% gambling.
it's
right now.
100%
Yeah,
gambling.
y'all are
It's
gambling.
not investing. I don't care what you say. It's not
Yeah.
investing. It's gambling.
I've been fractional sharing some Tesla stock that I'm actually gonna like invest. Like it's like long-term holds for me, but everything else is
Tesla's gonna go over $2,000. If you've got the money to put in right now, I'd put in right now. And they just got approved in Austin, Texas for a tax deduction to put up a Cybertruck plant there. It's just they're probably up today. How do you go to all?
go all the way to the top.
Yeah.
All right, go.
Oh, all.
Yeah.
I'm up 40.42%.
I'm down. I'm down 8% right now.
Because you're gambling.
I
We're
messed
both
up.
gambling.
Put your money in
ETFs. If you're gonna put your money in anything, put it in ETFs.
or mutual funds.
Yeah, you can put it in
I messed
funds,
up
but-
on one stock about a month ago. If you do
I messed up
Robinhood,
on
you've
so
definitely
many
heard of
stocks.
Genius. I got in on
Yeah.
this stock for it's like 90 cents, I think.
Yeah.
And it got all the way up to $8.90. And I was like,
And
I think
you
it's gonna
kept
get.
it?
I was
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
I think it's gonna get 15. I was up like 4,000. I mean, it was like almost
Yeah.
$4,000.
I've got a new.
I ended up selling for like $1,000.
That's still good.
Which was like the best I've ever done on anything.
Yeah.
Other than that, I've lost a lot of money.
I've got a new plan, because I've been like that where it's like, oh, I think it's gonna keep going up or whatever. Is I'm gonna take my gains from it out and then maintain how much I've put in.
Yeah, I mean,
And then that way, if it goes up,
that's what the
smart people.
tell you to do.
Yeah.
Take your gains and then play with what you've got left.
Yeah. But right now I'm down.
It's like blackjack.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
You're
100%.
You got a
I know I'm
cool
gambling
casino
right now.
app. That's
But I don't
with
lose
graphs.
more than
That's
I'm
all it
willing
is.
to like just let go. Like I don't go to a casino with like $20,000 because it's like, well, I don't have $20,000 to just blow.
Speaking of casino, have y'all been to the one in Tuscaloosa?
Casino.
Yeah, the bingo hall, Palace Bingo.
We've got a bingo hall in
Yeah,
Tuscaloosa.
it's
I
like
don't think we're
20 minutes
supposed
from here.
Apparently, there's a couple of them.
Yeah.
Wait, in Tuscaloosa?
In what's it called? In Knoxville, Alabama.
Oh,
it's
yeah,
20
yeah.
minutes away.
Yeah,
As far as time goes,
like the Greyhound spot, or the
did
We went
y'all
last
have
week,
anything
or 2
you
weeks
wanted to
ago.
talk about that we had? Because it's almost time for y'all to head out.
yeah.
Is
Is there anything that y'all wanted to talk
wanna
about that we
talk about
haven't talked
didn't?
about?
One last thing.
Not really, but you can ask some more questions.
No. What do you
Or
got?
another like decently moderate question.
A decently
An
moderate
aggressively
question.
medium question.
Aggressively.
Medium.
Also, to just on the back end, Zach did not know that we had a podcast, I guess, until last night.
That's fine.
I didn't know that, but that's also because
He's busy.
I'm busy. Man. I
Yeah,
got
yeah.
stuff to do.
We're
Like,
all
Sit
busy.
around, game
We're
on
all
this-
we're all
I
too
enjoy-
busy
I
to keep up
enjoy
with our
having
friends'
relationships-
lives.
Well, like I enjoy having relationships like this, but like I've always been the one to like I got shit to do. I mean,
Yeah.
like I'll like if I see you in person, like like I'll talk to you,
Yeah.
but like
Yeah.
like I'm not gonna take 3 hours of my day to like catch up with someone unless it's like family, you know.
Yeah, I was just messing with you.
But I mean, like,
No, he makes a good point.
I mean, it's a good, yeah.
Anna asks me all the time, like, have you seen anybody lately? Yeah.
Like, I don't know how people like doing what I know. Like, other business owners have different schedules and don't really, you know, it's different. But like, honestly, like, I don't know how people continue to like make new friends and then have friends. That's I guess one thing.
New friends?
I guess one thing that I could like talk about is like the struggle of like being in Tuscaloosa and like owning a business at this very young age is the fact that like there's literally no one around here that I can relate to.
Once you graduate, it's transient.
Yeah.
There's nobody. Yeah.
Between when you graduate until about 30, there's not really a young professional.
If you get married and have a kid, you can find a couple other married people with kids.
But they're usually a little bit older than you too.
Yeah.
Like it's
or
not,
you've been friends with them for years already.
Yeah. The young professional market in Tuscaloosa is non-existent.
Well, all you need to do is keep your head down and just keep rocking.
Yeah. Gary V it.
We talked about it the other day. Like most of the friends that we've had since we've graduated have been like college students and have like in the past 2 years have graduated. So this past graduation class, I guess back in May was like the last people that we really like knew and like were close enough in age. And now like what I was kind of alluding to is like these people either move back home or move to like where they have jobs too. So it's like honestly like
well, it's a struggle. Like and that has nothing to do with small business. Like that's regardless. If you stay in Tuscaloosa, that happened because that happened with me and Lee both. Like
a couple of years ago. It's an age time too. It's not a.
Well, I mean, city wise, like urban development is horrible here. There's nothing to keep there's no jobs here to keep people here besides for plants
or the university.
If you're not working at the university, if you don't own a business, and if you don't want to go work at a plant, you're not.
Or you didn't get a good job out of college, so you're here like working at a bank or something for a year.
Education,
yeah. So that's it's
strictly
age. Specific.
Which and I think like what you're talking about is like there's no like technology jobs. Like there's no like stuff like we've got
look at Birmingham.
We've got the public. We got production.
Huntsville.
We got production and we got education, but we don't have like the.
I mean, you're not getting millennials with college education.
It does blow my mind because like Shipt is a $500 million company and it's 45 minutes away in Birmingham.
Yeah,
and yet that age range that would work there is not in Tuscaloosa.
Oh yeah, they're all in Birmingham.
A girl I graduated high school with was like the 5th hire of Shipt. Way back in the day. Yeah.
Did she get stock options?
She's up there somewhere. She's in that building, rocking it.
How do you? One more question I have for y'all. Like, I know, like Lee, we've talked about it in the early stages of like, you know, getting the food trucks up and like seeing success. And I don't know necessarily what Josh has in mind or if he has any, you know, kind of goal of this in the future, but like expansion wise or like starting new businesses outside of the one that you've seen success. One thing that I've like kind of seen or like thought about is like how hard it would be to like go into a new venture or a new business because like honestly I look back and I'm like, how in the world did I like get the balls to like start doing that?
Imagine starting Blenz and you already had a Blenz.
So like now I guess it's to the point of like you have something to lose, so now you have to be even more crazy and more motivated to start something else. And like honestly it's like something I feel like it's a hill or a hump you have to kind of get over, and I didn't know if like y'all had done anything or like have a good like opinion.
Well, I've got a couple of streams of revenue that I work through, but most of those
you keeping your real job is the best thing you do.
Yeah. I'd be grinding a lot harder at a lot of other different things if I didn't have my main job, like my like actual paycheck job. But like I read something a couple years back that said the average millionaire has 7 streams of revenue.
Yeah.
And so I've focused really hard on like diversifying like where my streams of revenue are coming from. And that's like, that can be anything. That could be investments. That could be like the van is a stream of revenue for us right now.
They rent it out.
We rent that out. We've talked about even doing Airbnb because that's just another stream of revenue.
Yeah.
But there's been a couple of businesses recently where I was like, I really believe in this idea. And like I would love to go after this, but this is going to suffer.
Yeah.
Like this other business is going to suffer if I put time and focus into this, which I think it just becomes a point where you've gained success enough in this business that like you're almost hands off to a certain degree. That's when you can work towards another business. Like, I mean, obviously I would love to like start some of those businesses now, but like there's no way. Like I'm still in the starting phases of the first business. So
2 quick things for y'all's situation, even with a girlfriend, like you
real
were saying,
estate.
How much energy, like you don't have energy spilling out into a lot of other places.
Yeah.
Use that. Because once you once you find a partner or whatever, you have to move especially in the beginning, a considerable amount of energy to something else. And so if you don't if you're not just itching to get married and start a family or whatever, not that it's wasted energy to have a family and stuff, but
you can focus it somewhere else.
Man, put every ounce of energy you got into what you're doing. That'll help. And also, and this is kind of funny because we've talked about this before, pretty much like your next thing, what you think it's going to be, put a timeline on it and then double whatever that time was that you thought it was. Because it's going to go slower than you thought. Yeah. And if you double the timeline and it's ahead of schedule, that's a good thing. But if you say in 6 months, I'm going to have this, and then you get 5 months in and you've barely started on it because you're doing everything else, it messes with you mentally and emotionally or whatever. So just come up with like a legit timeline and then just go ahead and double it.
Also,
and don't talk to people about it.
I'll say
tell
this
people
too.
your plans.
I read a book not long ago where they talked about having an account that was 10% of your income. Like whatever you do, set aside 10% of whatever you make into this account. If you can't live off of 90% of what you're making, you're doing something wrong in the first place. Or 80%
if you're tithing.
Yeah, 80% if you're tithing.
Or 70% if you're tithing, saving, and 50%.
Okay, so
70%.
So 10%, like take 10%.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it could be 5%.
Yeah.
It could be 10% or 5%.
Put money into a dream account, basically.
Yeah, and so what I use that money for is like if someone like Lee comes to me and he's like, hey, I need X amount of dollars. I have this idea. I have this whatever. I can go. No problem. Like I'm not taking it out of my like personal account. I'm not taking it out of like a business account to
and
like.
you're not having to feel it like, man, I need that for rent.
Oh yeah,
it's already out. Like if we needed to get a new mic, like this is a tiny little setup.
Yeah.
But if we like, hey, we need a new mic or a new mic stand or something, you're not having to pull out of grocery money to get a new mic stand.
That's been a thing for me that's made a lot of other stuff a lot easier because I'm not constantly worried about having money to like. Because, I mean, it could be an investment into somebody, like, and then you just tell, like, a lot of people that I know who have wealth, they'll do, like, personal loans to people. And it's just like, hey, I know you can't go get a loan from a business or from a bank. So, and I mean, like, vet those people first. Like, if Lee comes to me and he's like, hey, I got an idea for a water slide company, I'm going to be like, what do you know about water slides? Like, you don't, like... That's dumb. But like if he comes to me about food truck stuff,
don't tell him about my idea.
I'm like, hey, I know that he knows the market about food trucks, and I know that he's like, and so I'll just go, all right, this is the percentage that like this is the and it's easier for them too because they're not sitting there giving money to a bank every month and sweating it out.
I mean, these guys gotta go to work.
Yeah,
they gotta go to work, make some money, get some dreams done. Time for y'all to go. 11:17, but. Guys, it's good to have you. I hate it this short. We could talk for
pretty fun
hours,
absolutely.
Man. We'll have y'all back on for sure.
Yeah, we'll have 2 mics for y'all too.
But yeah, y'all
next time.
Plug your stuff real quick.
Yeah.
Well, you can come find the Blenz food truck, get a smoothie bowl or acai bowl. But follow us on Facebook at Blenz Bowls, BLENZ BOWLS, and Instagram at the same name. We post our schedule, product, everything on there. And we also have a website, www.blenzbowls.com. We sell merch.
Josh doesn't make
Josh
merch.
made merch for us, and we hadn't sold it all. But
anything else, Zach?
I think
that's it. Thank y'all for having us.
Again, that was Zach and Riley with Blenz.
Yeah.
We've known them for years now, and we're kind of doing in the same kind of stream course of life. So it's good to talk to them.
Thanks for coming on, guys. We really appreciate it.
It was great. We'll have y'all back on.
Yeah.
All right. We'll see y'all later.
See ya.